Whenever you're using the standing hoist, it's important to make sure you're using a proper standing hoist sling. You need to orient yourself to the front, the back, the top, and the bottom. The front will have the long tabs that wrap around the resident. The back, as you can see, will have this handle that can be held onto as required. The top will have the padded parts that go under the resident's arms. As you can see, you gently ask the resident to lean forward. If they're unable to lean forward on their own, you can help them lean forward slightly, making sure they don't lean too far forward out of the chair. From here, you'll gently raise the resident's arms so you can wrap the tabs around their waist. You'll slide them together, making sure the Velcro is secured. From here, making sure the clips are placed over top. You can tighten this as required. Next, you'll need to gently lift the resident's arms, just slightly. You don't need to lift them too high, to make sure the pads are under the resident's arms, making sure their elbow is outside of the sling. To take it off, it's very simple. You'll undo the plastic clips, undo the Velcro, have them lean forward just slightly, and lift it out from the back. With the standing hoist, we will always use 2 care staff. Once you have the sling properly secured around the resident, as you just saw, it's important to make sure you position the sling appropriately with the standing hoist. Once the sling is properly secured, make sure you take the brakes off the standing hoist so that you can easily roll it into the correct position. From here, you'll need to use the controls to make the legs go nice and wide to get around whatever surface you're hoisting them from, whether it be a chair or a bed. From here, the resident can just lift their legs onto the platform. If they're unable to lift them themselves, you can help them, as seen in the clip. Once the resident's legs are secured on the footplate with their shins resting against the shin pads, you'll lock the brakes, you'll get them to reach for the handles, and you'll clip the sling onto the standing hoist. It's important that the right and the left side of the sling have the same clips on both sides. From here, you'll give a gentle count to 3. 1, 2, 3, lift, so the resident knows when they're going to be lifted. You'll stand them into a semi-standing state, just so their bottom can clear the surface you're transferring them from and onto. You'll take the brakes off to reposition the resident onto the surface you're going to be transferring them to. In this case, we'll be transferring the resident back onto the chair. Once the resident is positioned, you'll slide them back till the back of their legs just touch the surface you're transferring them onto. You'll lock the brakes. You'll have 1 care staff hold the handle at the back of the sling to help guide them to the very back of the seat and gently lower them down. Once the tension is off the sling, you can ask the resident to let go of the handles and unclip both the clips from the hoist itself. Once the resident is free from the hoist, you'll undo the brakes and you'll just back it up gently, asking the resident to walk their feet off the foot plates. If they're unable to walk them off themselves, you can help them lift their legs and step off the foot plate. From here, you'll doff the sling or remove the sling just as previously shown. For some residents that might have behaviors or decreased cognition, the risk of them stepping off the hoist is possible. Some standing hoist models do come with these straps, as you can see in the clip. These straps are quite easy to use. All you do is wrap them around the back of the legs of the resident and clip them into the standing hoist itself. This way, when the resident is lifted, they're unable to step off the machine. It's important that you check if the machine you're using at your facility has these clips and this leg strap. Once the resident's legs are secured and the straps have been done up snug, but not too tight, you can lift the resident just as you would when you're using it without the straps, making sure the clips are even on both sides, counting the resident to 3, and then saying lift. 1, 2, 3, lift. It's important that whenever you're using the standing hoist, the brakes are on so that it can't slide away when the resin is being lifted. Once the resin is secured, that's when you can take the brakes off to move them from point A to point B.